And we are in for game number 4. That is going to be, as it's been set in the game room, Bedouins. So this is this type of map for those of you who actually don't know, and it's one that we have seen a bit before. It has been played in the first match today between Japan A and Spain E. Yeah, Spain E was their opponents. And it's a map where you have a lot of woodline all across the map, and you also have the resources basically strewn. Usually on the perimeter, there are some in the middle, but yeah, it's kind of nomadish type map. Nomadish type map. And it also a whole lot depends, or rather depends, how the players are going to be placing the starting town centers. There are not really all that many places where it could be basically bad. You usually have a lot of good spots, like it often seems like a good idea to actually place your town centers right next to the waters, because of course the shorefish are the fastest food source in Age of Empires. So that seems like a pretty good spot for Edie. And how's it looking with his teammate, Sito? Oh well, this is actually gonna be funny, because all the players are going to be basically in a cross. Sito is going to be on the left, and going to be yet again next to the shorefish, but he doesn't have all that many resources next to him. This is actually a pretty bad spawn for him, or spawn. Pretty bad choice. Oh, this is horrible choice for him. This could be actually backfiring, because of course he does have the stones somewhere in there, but the gold is very far away, both of that, and it's going to be of course quite closer for Genghis Sam. So potentially Genghis Sam, if he places correctly and does somehow manage to deny the gold to his opponent, he could definitely be having significant advantage against Sito, and Sito will have to somehow make sure that, yeah, it's going to be better for him, because of course he's already too late with building the town center in the first place. So really, kind of curious. Bad placement for him. As for Little Yo, he is having, well, that's reasonably okay. Even though it's kind of further away, it's still not that bad. And looking, for example, at Edie, the last player in here, his gold is not really that far away either. He does have the board, the stone in there somewhere, and another stone and gold in there as well. And the relic right next to his town center. So, yeah, it's going to be a pretty big problem, of course, for Sito. You're going to be expecting quite tough fight for the gold mines, and I'm not exactly sure what he can be doing, because if the Belgians play this correctly, they really could be strengthening Sito quite significantly. But I also will have to be careful not to really let Edie do what he wants, because then he could probably be storming them even just by himself, because he is the most skilled player in this game so far. Even though his expertise does come from Arena, he is overall pretty skilled player as well, so yep, he definitely does have the potential for himself to be the game deciding player. There's going to be a whole lot of emptiness in the bottom. It is potentially going to be up for the taking for anybody who wants to. A lot of mines, a lot of sheep, a lot of wood lines and whatnot. So yeah, that's going to be free for the taking for everybody. And looking, for example, at the villager count at this stage, we are looking at Sito and Genghis Sam both being at 9. And Edie already at 13. This is basically the reason for that, is that he is Chinese, but more than that, he is the one who has finished with his town center as the first. And that, of course, does count on nomad type maps. You can see the difference in here, because they are having the same civilizations. Chinese for Edie, 14 villages, whereas Genghis Khan is having 11. So already the 3 difference in there is huge. It's quite huge, and it actually might be helping Sito in the game plan. Because he's not that far away from yellow, and much more importantly, he's basically at the same stage as the blue opponent, and that's of course something he probably didn't count with at all, and might be allowing him a bit easier chance on getting the gold. So far though, I'm not exactly sure if he even knows where the gold is. Oh, he's actually missed it. Yeah, that's brutal. That's actually pretty brutal. That's exactly in the strip. Like, absolutely exactly. This is where the last hit is. And he has absolutely missed the gold. He does know about the next one, which is closer to Little Yo, but otherwise that's not really any kind of gold mine for him, quite far away from him. All the way to the bottom, and I'm kind of thinking he might be actually preferring this one. And then the one in the middle, because of course he has to be expecting that his opponents are close by. He's already flaring them to let his ally know where they are, and he knows that this is blue, this is yellow, and that's where they will have to look if they want to win, or if they want to prevent losing, of course. At least a lot of sheep right next to the shoreline and the shorefish, so he's at least going to be having enough food for decent advance into the next age. Edie seems to be already at least milling, so he's definitely going for full-on efficiency. And that's of course going to be exacerbating already the advantage that he's having. He's at 21 villages, which is actually quite interestingly being caught up with by Little Yo. He's right now already at 19, which is kind of curious. And we will be hoping, or rather thinking, that maybe there could be a bit more of an advantage for Edie because of his advantage a bit earlier. But yeah, apparently not, as both of them are right now going to be advancing into the feudal age. So that's Mayan and Chinese. Kinda curious what the unit choice is going to be. For Mayans it's kinda given. It's going to be archers in the feudal age, but maybe, just maybe, they are going to be fast castling. That sometimes happens as well. But for the Chinese, what they are going to be choosing? Probably knights. I'll be really thinking that they are going to be hoping to go into faster castle and just go for knights. They might be a really good enough unit, especially against the plumed archers that they are going to be both expecting from the enemy Mayans. And well, you can already see that Sito is going to be advancing quite aggressively on his opponent. No, apparently yellow is going to be trashing, really. Oh yeah, he will. They are really going to be apparently attempting to trash purple. And oh well, he might be really in deep trouble because he doesn't have the gold, it's very far away. And if this works sufficiently enough, he's going to be stopping the food gathering. And potentially if he's gonna go to the bottom to be annoying to actually purple opponent who... Was he actually trying to also go for a trash? I'm not sure. Those guys seem to be like coming for the shorefish, but they are going to be surprised. But of course already purple being next to him, and of course he's going to be coming for the watchtower to protect both the stone and to also deny exactly those shorefish. But yeah, he is the one who is also going to be under under the attack by the tower. So that's that. And it's really going to be probably developing into a bit of a trash by Sito as well, and he's probably going to be aiming to kill Genghis Khan this way. And it's going to be one tower, going to be just palisades. Yeah, well, that's not going to be enough. And that's definitely not going to be strong enough to prevent this trash. And I'm definitely curious who's going to be better, if it's going to be yellow or purple. So far, I will be betting on purple. And this is something that I was kind of halfway expecting that might happen. That both Genghis Khan and Little Yo might be dealing with Sito. And in the meantime, Edie is just basically going to be left alone. And that's something you don't want to do. Because if you leave him alone at this stage, he's going to be basically making use of his experience from Arena. He's going to be strongly booming. And then in the Castle Age and in the potentially even faster Imperial Age, he's just going to be absolutely killing you. Like, absolutely, totally. And the tower in here as he's slowly moving towards the bottom. So that he can basically build a bit of a circle around his opponent. And basically close him in as well. Because it's not like he does have any kind of easy access to gold. He's right now switching into some scout cavalry so that he can go for a bit of raiding. As the Chinese, yeah, that's definitely confirming that he wants to go for knights a bit later. And in the meantime, the towers are coming up. And in pretty decent numbers, they are going to be stopping gathering of the stone mine. And of course, this is exactly what Little Yo wants to achieve. Scout cavalry coming from Edie. And is it going to be just that or not? Well, he's already in the castle, so it's going to be already switching into the knights. Exactly as you would be expecting. Another castle is definitely not coming up from any time soon from anybody, because they are having a bit of fun with the towers, all three of them. So scout cavalry coming in. Tower killing the villages from Sito, and yeah, well, overall the number of villages for French, 25, both of them, whereas for the Belgians, 29, that's a nice number, and 24, so basically the 29 for Little Yo. That's exactly the advantage that he's right now getting through killing the extra villages through the towers. And really, this economy seems to be going quite well, and he seems to be quite successful in finishing the circle around his opponent with all the towers. He's going to be quite nicely denying the gold, but apparently purple has already gotten away with a few villages who might be getting, not exactly sure where, if he's gonna be just right now dropping a tower in there because of the scouting through Edie. Definitely could be happening, I could be seeing that. Or if he's just going to be waiting for the gold, not sure, but it's really looking like that he's going to be making use of the scouting of his ally, and yep, he's going to be dropping the tower next to the stone, and those knights are going to be just basically ramming the point home. Nicely played, as in the meantime there was just some flare, nothing like that. And yep, Genghis Sam just now discovering that he's going to be in pretty deep trouble just about now. Not really expecting that, apparently, Little Leo, as even though he is quite nicely continuing, basically denying all the economy to his opponent, he's doing a great job of that. He's right now going to be seeing Genghis Sam, his teammate, going to be exactly denied the same. And the tower from purple, oh, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt very brutally. Oh man. Because even though there's going to be attempted castle age from Little Leo, apparently, this tower is just going to be a bit too much, and he's going to be absolutely killing the economy from his opponent. Oh well, nicely played. And in combination with all those knights, there's absolutely nothing that he could be doing against that, especially since Red is already having second squad right next to his yellow opponent, and is going to be attempting to get on the stone gatherers and trying to make them stop from gathering, because of course he's right now trying to gather enough of it for castle in the castle age. Let's switch into Little Leo. How's it looking with his economy? Quite well. He definitely wants to go for the castle age. He's just missing some buildings apparently. He's just now looking at finishing away the market, and that's what he needs to advance into castle age. In the meantime, of course, the economy is going to be struggling for Genghis Sam, who is being kept at just 19 villages just about now, and he's going to be losing even more because of course all those shooting guys from the tower are exactly in range of this one, which is not gonna get finished. So unfortunately that was a bit of a misjudgment, and Sito is going to be punishing him for that quite significantly. But he will still need a bit of protection by not really the sheep, but some knights who are just now going full on into the opponent's base, and he's going to be just Eddie without any kind of fear, dropping the siege workshop inside the opponent's base. He's killing all the villages in there, and it doesn't seem like that even the barracks for all the spearmen is going to be enough, because of course spearmen are just feudal age unit. Castle Age is coming in but a bit too slow, and the damage will be done even before that. Yeah, well, yellow nicely camped inside the purple's base. But of course, even though purple is losing units or rather villages here and there, it's not really that big of a damage. And of course, right now the villagers are going to be attempting to repair the tower. Potentially even a bit of villi fighting is going to be coming up. But apparently, it's going to be freedom finally for Genghis Khan villagers. But it's not going to be for free. It's going to be costing at least a few lives of them. There you can see that he's down to 13 villages. So I'm not exactly sure what he right now wants to do, as even though he has basically won his little battle against the tower in there and the oppressor purple, in the long run it's not really going to be mattering all that much, because of course the siege workshop is right in the middle of yellow's base, and even though the castle age is up, the knights are in just a bit too big numbers than the spearmen, and we are just going to be waiting for Eddie to push out some probably rams. The rams, to get rid of the town center, all the houses and whatnot, and it's just going to be confirmation of how the game is going so far. Because these are just towers, they are kind of passive. Apparently the villagers from yellow are all dead already, and they are not really going to be doing anything significant and important any longer. Yeah, blue is just now going to be getting a bit of stone, and even though purple is having a few villages in there, might be attempting to drop another tower about this position, but the GG is already in, because there's absolutely no way that they can really do anything significant against Eddie in here. So yeah, that was a nice idea. They were actually doing a pretty great job against Sito. That was nicely played by a Little Leo, but exactly what I expected happened, and that was that if they left Eddie alone, he's just going to be absolutely owning them. So that's that for the fourth game, and it's going to be 4-0 for the French. Right now, I'm of course going to be switching into the last game that I haven't streamed, and I'm going to be streaming it in just a few seconds in here, as I'm going to be switching after achievements into it. So Eddie, yeah, well, of course, nice idea by the Little Leo. He was having nice echo in the early game, but unfortunately, Sito and Eddie played it better in the end. But it was a fun game indeed. 15-minute castle age, or rather almost 60 minutes, not bad. GG.